And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Qatar Sprint live stream. I'm getting a phone call right from the get go. So, the most important thing is the pace of the McLaren. I have to take this. Hello? That was extremely unprofessional of me, but do you know who is not unprofessional? Are the McLaren boys. And who is also very unprofessional are the Red Bull people. I don't understand why at the start of the Grand Prix weekend, every time Red Bull goes to square one. But they're always at the start of the Grand Prix weekend. Like, let's talk about Brazil 2025, a couple of weekends ago. Red Bull were nowhere from the beginning of the weekend, and the car's balance was all over the place. It was a monstrosity to drive. It was disgusting. There was some news related to Yuki Tsunoda. Do we have some news related to Yuki Tsunoda? But anyway, like at the start of the Brazilian Grand Prix weekend, it was absolutely horrendous for McLaren, right? Not McLaren, Red Bull. And the same story is true here for for the Qatar Grand Prix weekend. At the start of the weekend, the Red Bull's pace, the Red Bull's balance is just completely all over the place, and Max Verstappen is not comfortable. Like, that's one of the key things that we are missing. And unfortunately, this has been the trend of the Red Bull team for the majority of the 2025 Formula One season. They have not been able to start the weekend in the right foot, start the weekend with a well-balanced car that Verstappen is comfortable with. And this is the fucking problem. Like, this is one of the primary reasons we are going to lose the World Championship. Our 5th world title in a row is on the line, and these motherfuckers are just fucking around. Anyway, let's see what happens in the 2025 Qatar sprint race. I have lots and lots of high hopes. Obviously, the ideal thing would be Lando Norris DNFing or getting disqualified. A disqualification looks very difficult for a sprint race, but at the same time, you never know. What we can expect is a pile up into turn 1, where Norris is involved and gets DNF'd with no fault of his own. We don't want Norris to make any mistakes. I don't think, genuinely speaking, Norris is going to make any kind of mistakes, because he is, he's driving on another level. He's just unlocked that championship level gear, so I totally get that. He's not going to make any mistakes. But on the same row as him is Fernando Alonso, and as you know, Fernando Alonso has bad luck, so maybe Fernando Alonso's bad luck will affect Lando Norris in the shape of a DNF. That can happen, because Norris is like 24 points ahead, so we need him to have a bad weekend here in Qatar so that Piastri and Verstappen can get closer. And then for the final round in Abu Dhabi, it will be whoever wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix wins the championship altogether. Like, that's how I want it. Obviously, I want it because I want the entire racing community in the world, Formula One fans all over the world, to have fun. And that's basically is why I have no other reason to want it. But let's see. I mean, it's possible if Norris has a bad weekend in Qatar and Piastri and Verstappen catch up significantly, then for the final round, it's whoever wins, whoever takes the checkered flag wins, right? Like, that's gonna be beautiful. So anyway, the race is beginning, and the Alpines are in the back of the grid. Then Lance Stroll 17th, Lewis Hamilton starts 18th alongside him, Then ahead of them are Liam Lawson in P16. Alongside him is Esteban Ocon, who is, behind Oliver Bowman throughout the season. Ahead of them are the pair of Sauber drivers. Bortoleto one step ahead of Nico Hulkenberg in P14. Ahead of them we got Oliver Bowman in P12 and Isaac Hajar in P11. Both of my favorite rookies of the season. Then in the top 10, we got Alex Albon in P10, Charles Leclerc P9. Ahead of them are Carlos Sainz in P8, Leclerc's teammate, alongside Kimi Antonelli P7, who kind of had a difficult qualifying session. Ahead of them are the pair of Red Bull, with Yuki Tsunoda finally out qualifying Max Verstappen in P5. And then ahead of them are Lando Norris and two-time world champion Fernando Alonso, former McLaren driver as well. And then at the front of the row, we have Oscar Piastri starting from pole position alongside Osama bin Russell. So it's gonna be interesting. What a nice grid we have. What a fun grid we have. And like in a few moments, the formation lap will begin. And now we're seeing the crowd shot of all of the poor people. And then in a while, we will see a shot of the VIP box with all the rich people. This is how it goes. Anyway, the cars are ready. The blankets are just about to come off. 3, 2, 1. Take them off. Take them off. Why they're not taking it off? Anyway, yeah, the heat blankets over the tires are off. It seems like Oscar Piastri is on used soft tires. Who is on new tires? That's what I want to know. I don't think anybody's on brand new tires. I just genuinely don't believe so. But anyway, it's crazy to see Yuki Tsunoda ahead of Max Verstappen, starting ahead of Max Verstappen. That's one of the craziest things. So anyway, the formation lap will begin in a few seconds, and it has begun. The formation lap has started. Let me just refresh this. Yes, we needed to refresh this. And now we will just see. Let's see how old this tires are. I'm pretty sure everybody is like within the limits of the tire life. I think if at all they have ran this tires for a couple of laps in the practice session and a couple of laps in the sprint qualifying session, maybe in the first SQ3 session. But apart from that, I think the tires are pretty much good to go. So yeah, we will see. The lap to the grid doesn't count, so the formation lap does count, I think, if I remember it correctly. So the formation lap has begun, and in a while we will have the answer to whether Lando Norris has a troubling time or not, because he's the biggest threat right now. I can't believe I'm saying this. The biggest threat, the biggest challenge ahead of Max Verstappen is Lando Norris, because of his amazing lead, and he is also in tremendous form. It's unbelievable to say that Lando Norris's performance is so reliable and predictable lately since Mexico. To be honest, he's unlocked another gear, performing in a class of 1. And yeah, I mean, it's crazy to say that. Obviously, he had a dominant car. He has a dominant car for the majority of the season. And obviously, McLaren have made some mistakes, due to which they have not wrapped up the Drivers' Championship yet. The crazy thing, that's the craziest thing. If you look at the constructor standings, the advantage that McLaren has is insane. But then it's still crazy to see that the Drivers' Championship has still not been wrapped up. Still, Max Verstappen is lurking in the shadows, and still there is a significant chance. The very fact that we are still talking about a Max Verstappen 5th world title is unbelievable. Like, that's how many mistakes. That's how error prone McLaren are. But anyway, Piastri lined up on the grid. Russell has lined up on the grid. Lando Norris is backing the pack up to make sure that his tire temps are better compared to the two guys ahead, and everybody is doing that. I think the two cars who will have the best tires are going to be the Alpines, because they will be joining last. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. So many cars went to the pit lane. Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, or was it Lance Stroll? Anyway, 5 lights ahead. I don't know who else are starting from the pit lane. Bunch of cars are starting from the pit lane, by the way. Both of the Alpines too. So anyway, I think everybody is lined up on the grid. And 5 red lights. Give me 5 red lights. Do we have 5 red lights or no? Everybody is now lined up on the grid. Lewis Hamilton starts from the pit lane, eerily. Anyway, we got 5 red lights now. And lights out and away we go. Oscar Piastri good launch, so does George Russell. And Yuki Tsunoda goes well, actually. Yuki Tsunoda is combating. He is trying to get inside the George Russell. Russell remains ahead of Norris. Yuki Tsunoda is very competitive. And yeah, Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso going wheel to wheel. And Verstappen edging ahead. Now, the first three remain as is. Fernando Alonso losing a couple of positions to the couple of Red Bulls. And behind him is Kimi Antonelli putting the pressure on Fernando Alonso. And then we have Carlos Sainz. So initially the first three remain same: Piastri, Russell, and Norris. And then after that we got Yuki Tsunoda ahead of Max Verstappen, which is insane, who is actually putting the pressure on Oscar Piastri. But let's see how that pans out. If Yuki Tsunoda does put some good pressure on Lando Norris, and helps Verstappen get through, then that's going to be interesting. But we will see. Max Verstappen is chasing Lando Norris. Oh, so I think Yuki Tsunoda will just release Verstappen. So anyway, this is the best possible scenario. The worst thing that can happen in this stage is Max losing only 1 point to Norris. So which is, it is what it is. You have to take it on the chin. But we still need some stellar Verstappen performance. Isaac Hadjar is putting pressure on Carlos Sainz. Great to see. But the problem with Qatar is, in Lusail International Circuit, there's only one overtaking zone. So if there's only one overtaking zone, there's only so much you can do. So that is that. Anyway, we will see. Lando is just right ahead of Verstappen. Verstappen is within the DRS range. He is, very close to him, but let's see what he can do. Charles Leclerc is P13, Lewis Hamilton is P18. DRS has been enabled. The only thing that matters is the exit out of the final corner, turn 14, I think that is. If you're close enough in turn 14, then it's going to be great. The track is actually pretty good, so everybody is enjoying the track. And yeah, we will see. But Oscar Piastri is trundling away. He's 1.3 ahead of George Russell. Verstappen is 6 tenths behind Norris. He has DRS. Let's see how much he can close in the start-finish straight. The start-finish straight is not that long, man. He is not that. Come on, no, Verstappen, send it. Yep. I think that's gonna be the story. It's not gonna be enough. The start-finish straight is not gonna be enough. The best thing that Verstappen can do is just keep the pressure on lap after lap after lap. And then maybe there will be an opportunity towards the end of the sprint. So, yeah, but at the same time, Norris is not the Norris of last year who used to make mistakes under pressure. But right now, it seems very much like, Norris has the advantage. He has this under control. And primarily because of the track. This is a nice track. This is a great track to race at. Not a great track to race at, but a great track to drive at. But yeah, Verstappen needs to be around 4 tenths, maybe 5 tenths at most. But 4 tenths is most important. So Leclerc goes into the gravel traps. Fucked his tires up. Now he's under pressure from Liam Lawson anyway. The thing is, George Russell needs to back him up. If George Russell plays like the strategic game and gives DRS to Norris, then Verstappen is cooked. But right now, I don't think Verstappen is close enough to make an impression. Yeah, Norris has DRS. Fuck. This is bad because Norris's DRS on Russell. I think Russell is being deliberate with his DRS shenanigans because he's maintaining a comfortable 9 tenths, 8 to 9 tenths of gap ahead of Norris. So Russell knows what he's doing, and he is like, if Max gets ahead of Norris, then he cannot put the pressure on me. So Russell is doing everything he can to help his fellow countrymen, have the DRS. So great job by George Russell, well managed. Verstappen is, I mean, he is as close as he can get in these type of cars. What he can do is try to, improve his last few corners, trying to get as close to Norris as possible, but it's not going to be possible because of the dirty air. So Max is complaining about the porpoising, about the bouncing of the car. He just said that it's still very bad. I'm assuming they had made some changes, some legal changes, like like overnight. Didn't work out the way it did. Now Verstappen is even further behind Norris, and Norris is actually comfortably ahead. Norris has DRS on Russell, so that's definitely helping him. The purposing, like I said, the balance of the car is all over the place. And Verstappen, as a result of that, is not comfortable enough to push. So anyway, let's not talk about this anymore because I think this is how the race is going to end. The top 8 are going to remain as such. The best thing is Carlos Sainz is in the points, so that's what we need to see. So and that's really about it. Apart from that, let's just see how the race pans out. And yeah, it's a very good race start from everybody, especially the Red Bull of Max. And especially, I would say Yuki Tsunoda also had a very good start. Norris had a better start compared to Verstappen, which is crazy to say. George Russell maintained a whole held track position comfortably in order to maintain the position. Verstappen swooped around the inside of Fernando Alonso into turn 3, I think. Turn 2, turn 3, yeah. Then after that, Yuki Tsunoda led Verstappen by in the next corner. So that was that. But yeah, the purposing is just horrible, and that's what's hurting us. And yeah, I mean, we are close to Norris, as close as we can possibly be. And right now, I think Verstappen is dropping even further. So in the initial lap, Max was about 6 tenths behind Norris at the start of the DRS zone. Now it's like 8 tenths, more than 8 tenths. So it's over. The only good thing that comes out of this is that he's only gonna lose 1 point to Norris, so the gap will be 25 points, and then he's going to lose a few points to Oscar Piastri. So the gap to Piastri will be like a few points. Verstappen riding the curbs, the car is bouncing. That's the close shot that we are seeing. There's not much you can do with this car. George Russell is flying. Just set the fastest purple sector. Oscar Piastri does have the fastest lap of anyone, by the way. Verstappen has dropped a second behind Norris. He cannot put the pressure on anymore. Not within the DRS zone, it seems. But let's see. Oh, I think in the detection zone he was. But let's see if the rear wing opens up. I mean, the only thing that we can do at this stage is just stay in touch with Norris. Yeah, he had DRS. And that's all we can do at this stage. And yeah. But Norris is flying though. Last 3 laps, Norris has been, like opening the gap of Verstappen radio. So Verstappen is also having radio problems, so it's just, yeah, not happy at all. Not a good day for us. in the Verstappen camp. So the car's balance is all over the place. Life sucks, and the radio is now gone. Now he can't even properly, like say the things. It's just bad. The gap is now 1.1. He needs to push. Verstappen, come on, bro. Destroy the fucking tires. Give it all you got. It doesn't matter now. We're not gonna get ahead. Like Yuki Tsunoda is not gonna overtake us, and Fernando Alonso is generally slow. So you just need to push, bro. Verstappen needs to push. We don't have DRS at the moment. 1.3 behind. Gap to Norris. But Norris is doing a great job. Wow, Oliver Behrman is defending the shit out of it against Charles Leclerc. Great job from him. I don't think Leclerc is passing Behrman in this type of track because the Haas is actually a quick car if you think about it. It's not that shit. And Ferrari is actually a shit box. And Leclerc has DRS on Behrman, but I think Behrman also has DRS. Verstappen said on the radio is that I'm jumping, not just bouncing. So the car's balance, especially on the y-axis, the y-axis, not the z-axis, the y-axis, the vertical balance of the car is not good. He is bouncing, and I don't know how he's talking like this. It's like this is what is happening. He said, I'm not just bouncing, I'm jumping. And he is, something broke from Carlos Sainz's car. Is it a part of the floor that broke from Carlos Sainz's car? I mean, it is not in like a dangerous part of the track, but we will see. Verstappen, we are dropping behind, guys. We are dropping behind significantly. The balance is getting worse and worse and worse. The balance is getting significantly worse. We are now 2 seconds behind Norris. This is like insane. This is not going well, man. This is not at all going well. So anyway, we will lose a point to Norris. The gap will be 25 points after this. And then for like to Piastri 1 2 3 like 3 more points. 8 7 6 5. Yeah, 3 points to Piastri. So at the end of the sprint race, Verstappen will be P3 again in the constructors in the championship standings, driver standings. He will be 25 points behind championship leader Lando Norris, and he will be 3 points. 3 points behind Oscar Piastri. So that's that. It's unfortunate. It's just what it is. This is the problem with Red Bull, man. The car is so unstable. It's a new problem. It's a new problem. I don't know, man. They looked so good in Vegas. I don't know what happened. Charles Leclerc is still behind Oliver Behrman. He's having a look. But it's not enough, like in Qatar, like I said, where you start is where you finish. You're not going to make any impression anywhere. I'm not sure, but I think Charles Leclerc was started in P9, right? I don't know how he dropped so far behind. I don't know how he got to P13. It's just a horrible fucking race. Oliver Behrman, though, very nice job of holding the field behind him. And I don't think Behrman has DRS on Bortoleto. So it's very impressive to keep Leclerc behind and a bunch of other cars. But then again, the Ferrari is a shitbox. It is what it is. Yeah, but Norris is just flying away. Now Verstappen has dropped back even further. The gap is now 2.7 seconds. A couple of laps ago, it was like a few laps, 3 laps ago, I think, Verstappen was within a second and a bit. But now the gap is like it's close to two. It's 2.8 now. Verstappen is losing time as we speak. Verstappen is losing time as we speak. I think he's gonna be like P9 at the end of the race if this goes on. He will drop out outside of the points. He needs Yuki Tsunoda and everybody else to protect him. This is not good, man. This is not good at this point. Oh my god, it's just a slow death to Verstappen. He is now 3 seconds behind. He's 3 seconds behind. The people's tires are degrading. Oh, Leclerc dipped a wheel in the gravel traps. Yuki Tsunoda gets a black and white flag for track limits. Charles Leclerc and Liam Lawson had a moment. Liam Lawson overtook Charles Leclerc off the track. I think Lawson is going to argue that he was pushed off track, but we will see. Now, it's insane. We need to see the replay again. So, Liam Lawson was putting the pressure on Charles Leclerc, which is insane. And he actually succeeded. I think Charles pushed him wide. There was no room. Lawson, give back the position. So, Lawson is being told to give the position back to Charles Leclerc because he overtook him off the track. But I assume Lawson is going to argue that he was pushed aside. But let's see, this is the start finish straight. I think Lawson needs to lift off a little bit here and just give the position and then whatever it is. Yeah, so Lawson lifts off a bit and Lou gives the position to Charles Leclerc. And by this time, during this period of time, Leclerc is, not Leclerc, Bearman is like 2.7 seconds ahead. So it's not going to happen anymore. So we will see the replay. Leclerc had an off-track moment, giving Liam Lawson the opportunity. And then Liam Lawson, side by side, he was wheel to wheel. Leclerc defends hard, pushes him wide, and then Liam Lawson retains the position ahead. All of this is helpful to Oliver Bearman, who is now 2.8 seconds, 2.7 seconds, 2.8 seconds ahead of Charles Leclerc in P12. Great job. I want to see Leclerc's race start. I don't know what I missed there. Something happened. Ooh, someone else went off. Was it Fernando? Or was it Kimi? I think that was Fernando. In the final corner, yeah. Fernando Alonso went off track in the final corner. Kimi Antonelli captured the opportunity, went ahead. Great overtake. Great overtake by Kimi Antonelli, man. The guy's on a roll. Great job. Keep pushing. Kimi is now, he is now George Russell's biggest nightmare. As the season has continued, he had some problems in the European run. But then, Fernando Alonso just went off track, lost it. And then from the dust emerged Kimi Antonelli. And he got the great opportunity to just, put the power down and get the overtake done. This is the thing about Mercedes, right? Like at the beginning of the turbo hybrid era, that they did not make the right decision with the car's concept, but as the turbo hybrid, as the years rolled by, they certainly did find more and more performance made the car more stable. So Yuki Tsunoda gets a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. What a fucking joke. What a freaking joke. So now Yuki Tsunoda will be dropped outside of the points. Isaac Hadjar will score a point. Insane. Nah. Is Isaac 5 points within Yuki Tsunoda? Yuki is at... Oh, no, he's not. Isaac Hadjar needs to close up quickly. And so does Carlos Sainz. So does everybody else. He needs to just push. Lance Stroll is in the pits. I think they're going to retire him. No need to change the tires. And send him back again. They changed the tires. They put soft tires on him. Just a poorly executed pit stop, 5 second pit stop. This fucking idiots. So we are seeing now the onboard of Yuki Tsunoda, and I think we will see an instance. Oh, he went off track there. He went off track, yeah. Yuki Tsunoda. We actually thought that he's gonna have a good race, but I don't think he's going to. Multiple track limit violations. Was he not told on the radio to be cautious? Or did he just not give a fuck and continue to try like he did? That could be the case. We got 4 more laps to go. No sign of Lando Norris's engine blowing up. Unfortunate. Reality is often unfortunate. Lando Norris is now significantly faster than George Russell. He is catching Russell. This might get interesting. He is still 1.4 behind Russell, so we need more pace from Lando. At least some battle will happen. Like if Lando and Russell come together. That was weak phrasing. If Lando and Russell collide, and for like hopefully Norris DNFs, then that's all we need. That's all we need. We need Max Verstappen, but Verstappen will be like P2, which means he will gain 7 points on Norris. That's what we want, and he will only lose 1 point to Oscar Piastri. Win-win. So, yeah. George Russell needs to do a little bit of Lyco and defend well, and then do the Osama bin thing that he does, and it'll be interesting. But I'm not sure Russell is managing the pace properly. George Russell has picked up the pace. Fucking this guy, man. Piastri radio. Oscar Piastri said on the radio that he's getting some vibrations on his car. Is it because his plank is being dragged with the asphalt so much? Is it because the car is going to be illegal again? Is it because of that? Is it possible that lightning will strike twice in the McLaren garage? We never know. I'm seeing some bald people in the crowd, so I feel represented. Norris is looking solid, man. He's hooking it up properly. He's not reeling Russell. He has actually dropped back. He's now 1.8 behind Russell. But I think he's just managing it. I think Norris is doing a very smart thing. He's like, it's only 1 point in it. He's already 24 points ahead of Piastri. If he loses 2 points to Piastri, it's not a big deal. No, he's not. Yeah, he is 24 points. And then he is also gaining points on Max. So Norris is on actually a very comfortable stage because he's only losing 2 points to Piastri and gaining a point on Max Verstappen. So Verstappen will be 25 points behind Norris, and Piastri will be 22 points behind Norris after this, if everything stays along. So Norris actually does not need to push so hard. He just needs to complete the race and just bring the car home properly. That's all he needs to do. Black and white flag for car number 12, Kimi Antonelli. Kimi Antonelli could also get a 5-second time penalty because he's got a black and white flag for track limits. So if Kimi Antonelli gets another 5-second penalty, then someone else can come up and get some points. But right now I think Yuki Tsunoda will only lose 1 point. So 1 position, which is good actually. If Kimi Antonelli can hold it up, not make a mistake for the last couple of laps, then everything's gonna be nice. So we are in the penultimate lap. No action. I genuinely don't want to do the live stream for the main Grand Prix because of this potential risk. It's gonna be like Monaco. I hope it's not like Monaco. The only thing that keeps this exciting is like the two-stop strategy, but we'll see. Oh, Oliver Behrman went off track. Oh my goodness. But now Charles Leclerc is breathing down his neck. But it doesn't matter, you know. It doesn't matter for Leclerc. Gasly is in the pits. Colapinto is in the pits. Great job by Norris, man. He's doing a very smart race. I think he's gonna adopt the same thing. I think this is how Norris wins the world title. I think he's from now till the end of the season. He's just going to do a smart race. He's just going to manage his pace, manage the gap to Piastri, and no, and Verstappen, because he has a significant ahead, like lead, and it's not like the car is slow. So yeah, he just needs to finish on the podium for the next two races, which is the Qatar Grand Prix, like the main Grand Prix, and the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and then the championship is his. Great job to Norris. Great job to Norris. Great performance all season. Not all season, not all of the races. Obviously, there are some weak moments. Canada, that was horrible from Norris. Did not expect that. Then in Miami also, I think he could have dispatched. And in Miami also, I think Lando could have done a better job when overtaking Verstappen. I think he made it a little bit difficult. Oscar Piastri was very good at doing that, and Lando overtook Verstappen after Oscar did it, which means Verstappen's tire were even more worn, and he still took the same number of laps. So some areas of improvement, but at the same time, overall in the season, you cannot really say that he was bad. I mean, he didn't capitalize much in Baku, but yeah, great job from him. Oscar Piastri crosses the checkered flag to win the 2025 Qatar sprint race. George Russell comes on P2. Lando Norris completes the podium, and Max Verstappen, a solid P4, lost a lot of points, and yeah, we will see who's getting the, like, what happens at the end of it. So yeah, Yuki Tsunoda is now P6. So great job from him. Great job from him. Yeah, and then Carlos Sainz picks up a point for Williams as well. Great performance from him. So that's the sprint race, guys. And yeah, it's unfortunate, and that's really about it. So Carlos Sainz picks up a point. That's great. Fernando Alonso's a couple of points. Great job from him. Yuki Tsunoda finally got some points. About time, and hoping Yuki will do some good performance in the actual Grand Prix. But we will see. We'll see in a few hours in the qualifying session. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.